My name is Henning Kalwa. I'm the regional representative for Temos International here in Thailand. Today I have the great pleasure to be speaking to Dr. Hashem AlFadel, who is a very experienced assessor and representative for Temos. Dr. Hashem, it's very great to meet you.
Hello, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Henning, and I appreciate it. It's my pleasure, and thank you for having me.
Excellent. So, can you briefly introduce yourself and tell us about your role as a Temos representative and maybe as a senior assessor in your region?
Okay, with pleasure. Thank you. I've been with Temos since 2010, since inception and the start of Temos, and I have witnessed Temos from the start until now. Is well known worldwide with 15, 16 regional offices around the world and a brand, and continuing on the journey of quality improvement. I have several roles recently or now. I am an assessor, I am a lead assessor and senior assessor, a trainer with Temos Academy, as well as regional office representative in the Middle East for some countries in the Middle East. I am also a validation reviewer for the assessment and a member of a couple of committees with Temos. Previously, I have with pleasure contributed along with partners and along with colleagues for the development of Temos standards through the years, as well as also I was elected as a chairman, the first chairman of the Temos Assessor Advisory Board for several terms, almost 10 years, and also other tasks with Temos. And of course, always it's a pleasure to be with Temos, and it's always a privilege to me and honoring me to be part of Temos.
Well, there are very few people who know Temos as well as you do. From your perspective, what makes Temos different from other accreditation companies, and why is this especially relevant for healthcare providers, perhaps in your region?
Great, thank you again. And taking it from my perspective, which I worked with different international accrediting bodies in the past, and to a certain extent during the early years of my time with Temos. And I have to say that all international accrediting bodies are excellent. There's no question about it, because they all emphasize on quality and safety for patients and for staff. Now, for Temos, since Temos is the first international accreditation body emphasizing international patient management and medical tourism, naturally it has a number of standards and chapters differ from other accrediting bodies. And also Temos, as many of the other accrediting bodies, we have ISQua accreditations, 3-level accreditations. And by the way, I am also a lead assessor with Temos, with the ISQua EAA, and I've been involved with them for a number of years so far. And that gives me also exposure to the standards of other accrediting bodies worldwide, because we assess the standards, we assess the organization, we assess the training programs through ISQua. Now, having said this, Temos have a distinguished level of standards that I can say go beyond the requirement of ISQua EAA. And I think the main reason also stems from as the first accrediting body for international patient travels, for medical tourism, in addition to the medical quality accreditation bodies. For example, Temos started the sustainability chapter since 2017. Now it is a requirement by ISQua for any accrediting body starting this year from July onwards. So we have started this a while ago as Temos. The same thing, some other chapters like related to billing and accounting for international patients, patient blood management, and a number of many other standards. We are heavy also on technical and information management. We are working on preparing Temos standards for the next level of quality and safety.
You mentioned ISQua, and I'm thinking for people who watch this video who may never have heard about ISQua, can you expand again what ISQua is, what it represents, and why it's an important factor in the context of international accreditations?
ISQua stands for International Quality in Healthcare International Society for Healthcare Organizations. And it accredits the accrediting bodies. And ISQua usually have 3 levels of accreditations. The number 1 is the standards accreditations. And number 2 is the organizational accreditations. And number 3 is the surveyor training accreditations. So Temos is having the 3 levels of ISQua. I hope this is clear.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so back to your work as a representative in the Middle East for Temos, what are some of the key challenges healthcare providers in this region face, and how does Temos potentially help overcome these?
Yeah. Naturally, any health organization have many challenges, and it goes for everywhere and every directions and every country and region. However, in our region, it's more, I can say, tough than others. And we have some, as we all know, the tension in the region that really affected many healthcare organizations, the tension, the war, etc., etc. And so that's one thing which is important. Another challenges, general challenges, are like many other regions, the budget and the resources, limited resources, as well as more training is required for many hospitals and many organizations. So this is to name a few. How Temos can cope with this: when we accredit an organization or a healthcare organization, we cannot say we are only as an accreditor. We are a partner with that organization. We work with them from the preparation phase, unlimited support to the organization, remotely, of course, and through the accreditation, through the on-site visit to show how and where and what, etc., etc. It's like we're not like an inspectors, we are colleagues. We help them on how to improve the healthcare standards according to Temos standards, and also according to our experience from many other hospitals worldwide in different regions. So we bring the best examples to these organizations, and in order to move forward for their journey in quality. As we all know, quality is a journey, has a beginning, has no end. So it's a continuous quality improvement, and we help them into that. So Temos is a partner before, during, and also post. We do not accredit the organization, leave them, and come back to them until 3 years. Every year there is a follow-up with the organizations, what they have improved, what are the changes, and how we can help. And the clients or the customers will be welcomed to ask us any questions and follow with any help and support they would like to receive from Temos. So by having said this, Temos is very close to the accredited partner, and it's a partner, not only one way, it's a 2 ways.
Very good. Can you share examples of tangible benefits providers may have experienced after obtaining a Temos accreditation?
Yeah, there are definitely tangible, and the hospitals, they know that very well, especially in their organization. I can give you an example. I'm also involved as a stakeholder, shareholder, one of the hospitals in Jordan. I was on the board and vice chairman of the board, etc. I'm still involved. That after accreditation, the standards, the operation are streamlined, will be the employees, there will be more patient satisfaction. Also, there is more the patient positive patient experience. And with that, the word of mouth for patients, it's so important, especially in marketing, bringing patients, revenues. And in the end, it improves quality and patient safety. And especially Temos with medical tourism, more on the cultural aspects and ethics is very heavy on that. And with that also add more tangible values and more benefits to international patients.
You mentioned marketing and also cultures. I wonder, does it help that Temos is from Germany?
I think it's a factor, absolutely. I mean, we all know Germany is known for quality. I mean, quality means Germany also. And with that, we have a solid standards, stems from the German philosophy for the healthcare institutions. And that's why what I mentioned earlier, that even our standards go beyond the requirement of ISQua standards. Of course, ISQua standards for accrediting bodies, it's a minimum requirement. It allows you to move forward. With ISQua, there are different standards changes. Now there is a new standards coming up, will start in July for institutions. And what I'm saying is that Temos, as a German organizations, it has the quality in the heart, and it's like sort of a passion with that. This is what I believe.
What message would you like to share with healthcare leaders who are considering accreditation but haven't yet taken the first step?
Yeah, as I mentioned, many healthcare leaders are reluctant, especially those who are not embarking into Temos accreditation. They're worried about the budget, the ROI. They may ask you, are they going to bring me patients? Temos, of course, no accrediting body in the world bring patients. It's a conflict of interest. So what I would advise them, I will say, you need to invest into accreditation. It's part of an investment. And with this investment, you will for sure have more quality and safety to your patients, to your staff, following the Temos standards, international standards. With that, you will have more patient satisfaction, and in the end, you will have, with your proper marketing, with your proper follow-up implementation of the standards, applying the standards, word of mouth, then you will definitely have more return.
Temos has been in the market for nearly 15 years, and you've been somewhat collaborating with Temos for nearly the whole time. What inspires you personally about working with Temos and supporting healthcare providers in your region?
Yeah, I would say many things. I mean, first of all, when I joined Temos, and the plan was to look for, get into medical tourism and international patient management. And that was the first organization to embark into this task. Having said this, that inspires me that to move on and to help and support, to work together in order to bring it up to the level that is being reaching at this stage, and it's in a continuous, of course, improvement. What I'm saying, whether myself or my colleagues or the CEO, Dr. Claudia, or the others, it's a teamwork. The more I am with Temos, the more I see yearly progress and yearly development. For example, right now, Temos is working on to upgrade the standards, and by next year will apply to the new era or the next level, which will include digital health, AI, heavy on AI, again will be heavy on digital health and sustainability, etc., etc. So it's a continuous journey with Temos, with a return of satisfaction for me, as inspired by the development of Temos, which I feel very privileged to be joining such a very impressive and good organizations.
Well, thank you, Dr. Hashem, for being on this journey with Temos. Thank you very much for your time today and sharing your insights. I think the viewers will appreciate this. And yeah, if anyone is based in the Middle East, watching this video, being inspired, or just simply wants to learn more about Temos and its benefits, they can reach out to temosinternational.com or find Dr. Hashem on LinkedIn or the usual channels. Thank you so much, Dr. Hashem.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Henning, and it's my great pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.